So, has Techland ended support for Dying Light? Well, despite them not officially confirming it, this weekend in particular is the final proof for me, as the annual Dying Light Easter event has not gone live for the first time since I've been covering it on the channel. So in this video, I'm going to take a look at why this might be and what it means for the future of the original game. Regular community events for Dying Light have been one of the main reasons that people kept coming back to play it over its 7-year lifespan, and it was that level of support that has earned Techland the reputation of being one of the most community focused developers out there. Now, the last Dying Light event we saw was the Christmas event, and that one unusually spanned 4 whole weeks this time around and saw the new Snow Ops bundle drop alongside the introduction of a new iced volatile event. But so far this year there haven't been any events at all. Now, in the past we'd have potentially seen at least a couple of events this far into the year. Last year they celebrated the Chinese New Year, and they could have easily made the Leap in Tiger DAO available again this year, seeing as 2022 is literally the year of the tiger. And then there's Valentine's Day, which could have brought back the beautiful Valentine crossbow for anyone who's previously missed out on it. Okay, I know what you're thinking, both of these events would have fallen around the same time as the Dying Light 2 launch, and it's possible that they wanted their entire team working on that, so I didn't think too much of it at the time. However, it's been a couple of months now since then, and I honestly thought that the Easter event, being one of the big ones, would definitely go ahead. But just to be sure, I tweeted Dying Light with that question, hoping they'd be able to confirm it for me. The tweet got a few likes from fellow fans, but alas, there was no response. I thought maybe they didn't want to give the game away and spoil any surprise, but after Thursday night passed without any event, then Friday night, and now it's Saturday of the Easter weekend, there's still no sign or any mention of it on their socials, so I think it's safe to say that it isn't going to happen this year. So what's going on here then? Why would they suddenly stop supporting one of the most supported games out there, the very game that put Techland on the map and earned them their good reputation and their huge fanbase over the last 7 years? We've always been told that during the development of Dying Light 2, the original game was being maintained by an entirely separate team, and therefore it had no impact on resources. So what's happened to them then? Yes, we did finally get a next-gen patch last month, and I'm very grateful for that, but I'm sure it doesn't take that kind of resources to reactivate one of their annual events. You know, I was looking forward to experiencing chasing down the bunny zombies in 60 FPS for the first time on my PS5, and it seems strange that they'd give us such an upgrade only to call it a day straight afterwards. And if they have decided to pull the plug on Dying Light, then why? Well, it could have something to do with Techland finding themselves not just competing with other new releases, but actually going head to head with their own original game. Honestly, if you check out how many people are playing Dying Light 2 on Steam at the moment, not only are their numbers literally flatlining compared to the likes of Elden Ring, but incredibly, the amount of people playing the first Dying Light is almost identical to Dying Light 2. And on occasion, it has actually overtaken the amount of people playing Dying Light 2. So, yeah, clearly a lot of people still enjoy the original game, but yeah, I don't suppose they ever expected their new game to have such low figures that they were literally going head to head with each other. And this could really be why they're not running the Easter event this year. It is entirely possible that Techland feel they need to migrate players from Dying Light onto Dying Light 2, and that discontinuing support like running events on the original game would almost certainly lead to a decline in the player base. But I'm pretty sure that that wouldn't automatically lead to those players moving on to the sequel though. If I'm right though, then this potentially is the end of the line for Dying Light after 7 glorious years of content. And are they honestly willing to turn their backs on the very game that made them and that created the huge buzz surrounding the sequel in the lead up to its release? I mean, I totally get that they are mightily disappointed with the reception of Dying Light 2 and that they want to commit to turning that around, but personally I think it would be a mistake on their part to drop support for the original game at a time when they need to keep fans interested in their brand, and clearly a lot of the fans are still playing it, as let's face it, it's a much more finished product, obviously having been 7 years old, and has a ton of endgame content, and that's something the sequel is severely lacking at this moment in time. So Techland, I implore you to continue support for Dying Light, a game that you've lovingly nurtured into becoming the game that we all know and love now. I totally get that you can't be expected to maintain it indefinitely, but I still feel that this is not the right time to abandon it. Whatever you've done with the game support team, they need to come back for just a bit longer until you've been able to make Dying Light 2 the true successor to its big brother, as it seems many agree it is far from being that yet. So what do you think about this? Should Techland continue supporting a 7-year-old game, or is it finally time to pull the plug? Let me know in the comments as always, and if you've enjoyed this video then please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.